Socrates is one of the most well-known figures in the history of philosophy. He was born in Athens, Greece, in 469 BCE and lived until 399 BCE. He is famous for his method of questioning, which is known as the Socratic method. Socrates never wrote anything down himself, and all we know about him comes from the writings of his students, most notably Plato. Socrates was born into a modest family and was a stonemason by trade. He did not come from a wealthy or aristocratic background, but he had a great curiosity and a desire for knowledge. Socrates was said to have been influenced by the teachings of Anaxagoras, a philosopher who believed that the universe was governed by intelligence and reason. Socrates' philosophy was based on the idea that knowledge comes from within, and that it is the task of the philosopher to help others uncover this knowledge. He believed that true wisdom comes from understanding oneself and one's place in the world. Socrates was known for his humility and his belief that he did not know everything. He once said, "I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing." Socrates' method of questioning involved asking a series of questions to a person in order to uncover their beliefs and assumptions. This process was designed to reveal contradictions and inconsistencies in their thinking, and to help them arrive at a more accurate understanding of the truth. Socrates' method was not designed to provide answers, but rather to stimulate critical thinking and inquiry. Socrates' philosophy was often at odds with the prevailing beliefs of his time. He believed that the pursuit of material wealth and power was not the key to a happy and fulfilling life. Instead, he believed that the key to happiness and fulfillment was to live a life of virtue and to cultivate a strong sense of morality. Socrates was known for his devotion to the city of Athens, and he believed that it was his duty to help his fellow citizens become better people. He was also a firm believer in democracy, and he believed that every citizen had a right to participate in the governance of the city. Despite his many contributions to philosophy, Socrates was not universally loved in Athens. He was often seen as a gadfly and a troublemaker, and his method of questioning often offended those in positions of power. In 399 BCE, Socrates was charged with corrupting the youth and impiety, and he was brought to trial. During his trial, Socrates was given the opportunity to defend himself, but he chose instead to use the occasion as a teaching moment. He argued that he had devoted his life to the pursuit of wisdom and virtue, and that his questioning was intended to help others become better people. He also maintained that he was not guilty of the charges against him. Despite his defense, Socrates was found guilty and sentenced to death by drinking hemlock. His death has become one of the most famous events in the history of philosophy, and it has been immortalized in the writings of his students, most notably Plato. Socrates' death has been interpreted in a variety of ways. Some see it as a tragic event, and a symbol of the dangers of speaking truth to power. Others see it as a noble sacrifice, and a testament to the importance of standing up for one's beliefs. Regardless of how one interprets Socrates' death, his legacy lives on in the world of philosophy. His method of questioning and his devotion to the pursuit of wisdom have inspired generations of philosophers, and his ideas continue to be studied and debated to this day. In conclusion, Socrates was a philosopher who made significant contributions to the field of philosophy. He was known for his method of questioning, his humility, and his devotion to the city of Athens. His philosophy emphasized the importance of self-knowledge, the pursuit of virtue, and the cultivation of morality. Socrates' ideas were often at odds with the prevailing beliefs of his time, and he was seen as a gadfly and a troublemaker by many. Despite his challenges, Socrates remained committed to his philosophy and to the betterment of his fellow citizens. He believed in the power of questioning and critical thinking, and he encouraged his students to question their own assumptions and beliefs. Socrates' method of questioning continues to be studied and debated today. It has been adopted by educators and philosophers as a way to stimulate critical thinking and inquiry. The Socratic method is designed to help people uncover their own beliefs and assumptions, and to challenge them to arrive at a more accurate understanding of the truth. Socrates' legacy also extends to his ideas about the importance of virtue and morality. He believed that the pursuit of material wealth and power was not the key to a happy and fulfilling life. Instead, he believed that true happiness and fulfillment came from living a life of virtue and morality. Socrates' devotion to the city of Athens and to democracy also remains an important part of his legacy. He believed that every citizen had a right to participate in the governance of the city, and he encouraged his fellow citizens to become better people through the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. Despite his impact on the field of philosophy, Socrates remains a somewhat enigmatic figure. Because he never wrote anything down himself, all we know about him comes from the writings of his students. This has led to some disagreement and uncertainty about his beliefs and his philosophy. Nevertheless, Socrates remains one of the most important figures in the history of philosophy. His method of questioning, his devotion to the pursuit of wisdom, and his emphasis on virtue and morality continue to inspire and challenge us today.